WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. I got a new green screen here, and I'm having all sorts of fun with all the possibilities of things here in Baltimore. And tell you what, we had a lot of friends here for a long time, and Leonard Raskin's been a sponsor and a friend for a number of years here. And he said, man, I'm doing this very important thing at charity and all that we do here. And he said, do you know Paula Bragg? And I'm like, man, my wife and I made Dundalk, Mojo, Venezuelan pork for Paula Bragg and the Friends of Big Brothers and Big Sisters many, many moons ago. So it is delightful this week to welcome in, along with Leonard Raskin and our friends from Raskin Global, Paula Bragg, joining us here to talk about all sorts of things. Good morning, good day to both of you. How you all doing?
Good morning. It's so good
Doing
to see
great.
you.
Well,
Great.
Usually I see you guys at charity events or football games or airports or normal places. Haven't seen anybody in a year. Leonard, I feel like I see you a lot because we see each other on the screen. We haven't been in the same room together in like a long, long time. And I think the last time we were in a room together, we were doing charitable work for one of your favorite charities, right?
We were indeed. I think last time together was a spit out at a golf tournament, perhaps, on a drive-by for our friends at Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital. And so here's Paula. We this year took over as the presenting sponsor of the Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital golf tournament upcoming on April 19th. I'll let Paula talk about all things hospital and golf and charity, and we're happy to be a sponsor and help take care of great needs for kids in our community.
April 19th, by the way, is the anniversary of the day the Ravens drafted Ray Lewis and John Ogden. I just want to say, I'm sort of like a little bit like Mary Lou Henner when it comes to this stuff, Paula. Just so you know, that's the way I'll remember April 19th.
He's got a draft board brain.
Purple photographic draft brain. Paula, how are you? What's going on in Mount Washington? And I know you've been involved there for a number of years. And I was at Ruth's Chris at Christmas time, and I saw the big box and giving toys and all the stuff that we can do. Tell us about the work you're doing right now.
Sure. Well, and Ruth Chris is a great friend of the hospital as well. They're presenting sponsor of our gala. So you've hit both of our two big events.
I had Dr. Charlie Fine on last week talking about dentistry safely out of McDonough Dental. So yes, absolutely. We talked about
another great friend of the hospital. Yeah. So for those who don't know, we're a rehab hospital. We're co-owned by University of Maryland Medical System and Hopkins. And so in the simplest terms, the traumatic event has happened to the child, or they're born prematurely and they're coming to us to heal and grow, or to get ready for surgery, or to rehab from one. So it's a really special place where we're all rehab. So we've got inpatient and outpatient. We see about 9,000 kids a year, and we see everything from kids that unfortunately need to be weaned off drugs. We see kids that maybe one little boy was born with a recessed jaw, and he came here and to get strong enough to have surgery, and came back and did his rehab with us. Kids that we had a 17-year-old that was just driving and crossed the line and was in a terrible car accident, came back to us to learn how to walk and play basketball and to eat and speak and do all kinds of great things again. Just some really, really, really amazing stories, the types of people that we serve here. One of my favorite stories is a little girl named Kaylee, who was born. She was one of the 40th smallest children in the world to be born and actually survive. She was like ounces, 11 ounces when she was born. I think that's the weight of a
How old is she now?
She's 7.
She come back? You know her?
Oh, what's that?
She comes back and you know her now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if you saw her, you would never know she had a trach. And back in the day, if a child breathed through a trach, that was their lot in life. They lived that way. It's been removed. She's eating, speaking, running, all the things on her own, and you would never, ever know how she struggled at birth. I mean, she was on 40 medicines. Her mom didn't hold her until she was 2 months old. It was a really tough story. And to see the care that she got here at Mount Washington and the things she's doing now, it's remarkable. So it's really
Leonard
inspiring.
Raskin is here along with Paula Bragg, and we're talking about the big golf tournament April 19th. But Leonard, I want to tell you, you've been a sponsor here, and this week it's incredible. The Maryland Hospital Association stepped up this week, as well as we have a new sponsorship with Wise Markets. It's going to be annual. We're talking about Wise Conversations for the next year here. But we've talked to all these hospital folks this week about situations of, women giving. I saw Jamie Costello from Channel 2, my dear friend. His wife gives birth. He can't even be there. Hospitals now, really, really a struggle all the way around. But I think when you're talking about cancer, you're talking about children, what my wife went through over at Hopkins, we would literally come down in the common area and see the children in the morning and would tear my wife up. But to to contribute and be a part of this. Leonard, I know you do things in the community here all the time. You're asking me to do nice things, a lot of times Raven related, always charity related. What spoke to you in your relationship with Mount Washington?
Well, like you said, there is nothing more heartbreaking. I'm very fortunate. I'm married. We have a great son. He was born healthy. He grew up healthy. Never had to worry about that. But,
and then he went to Ohio State. Who knew?
And now he's at Ohio State. That's right. Fighting for their #1 seed on the tournament coming up here, March Madness. But, while that's going on and we have this wonderful, wonderful, healthy son, you got to look around and you say, my goodness, there are people that are less fortunate. There are people that can't afford the kind of health care and great care that we can. And if there's a place we're going to support from a local charitable position, it's going to be Mount Washington. And we've toured the place. We've been there. We've walked the floors. We've seen the kids. And as you said, man, it's just heartbreaking to see these kids that, for whatever reason, and very often, clearly no fault of their own, are just in a horrible situation. And to be able to support an organization that takes such great care of so many kids in our community is a no-brainer. It's the place to reach out and give help to.
Leonard Raskin is here, along with Paula Bragg from the Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital. They're doing a golf tournament. Golf's the one thing we can still do, right? I mean, and I know the shot's coming. I don't know where you are in line. My wife's getting her shot this weekend. We're not sure if it's first shot, 2 shots, 1 shot. We don't know, but we're going to figure that part of it out. But I think we're starting to see some daylight in all this, and I don't know that we're going to have a Merriweather concert this summer, right? That's my dream. I think I might be able to get to Vegas with the Ravens later in the year. That's a little bit of a bucket list thing this year. But people who do golf and do charity, and you've been magnanimous enough to invite me out I hope we get perfect weather on April 19th. I hope we do. But
here's hoping.
Yeah, but for you with golf and outdoors, a lot of these charity dinners. I had my friends at Sante. It was an indoor event they used to have at the American Visionary Arts. Those things have moved virtual. Golf is still something we can actually go and do, right?
Yeah, golf is an opportunity to give to charity, to sponsor the charity, and to show up and actually participate with the charity and participate with some friends. Golf is one of those things you can get outside. You can walk around for a few hours. You can putter around the course. The beauty of the tournament here is if you're a real golfer, as I say, a real golfer, you really care about your score. You like to hit the ball. You're all about what's happening on the course. It's a great tournament to play in. On the other hand, if you're just a play golfer and you just want to go out and putt around and play around on the golf course, it's a best ball tournament. So the beauty is you get in that foursome and you don't have to be good. You just have to hit the ball. And you can hit somebody else.
That's why you invited me.
That's right. We take on the people that aren't the real scratch golfers out there, and no Tiger Woods coming out to the tournament, no Jim Furyk's on the course. We got people that are players, but that's not what they're there for charity. They're there to raise funds, and as you said, we're hoping it's going to be a beautiful day. It will be a beautiful day. We have faith in that. So assuming we got a beautiful day out there and a bunch of people that get the opportunity to socialize, one of the things, as you said, we see each other because we're on the radio here, but on a weekly basis, that's great. But man, press the flesh and touch another person and see them in the eye and have a chance to be social. That's been a year away. And so the opportunity to get out, play golf. Again, Mount Washington has a gala every year. This past year, the gala went virtual.
Well, I'm going virtual right now. I pulled this up here. The golf tournament is shotgun starts at noon. It's at the Hayfields Country Club. You can get
That's right.
Get all the information at mwph.org. mwph.org. Also sponsorship available. And a gala in October. And we talk about moving these things out, when we can eat, when we can gather, when we can dance, and when we can go inside. I think a lot of these things are starting to line up in the fall. So I encourage everyone to participate, be a part of it. We lost Paula on the stream here, and she's having a little trouble getting back into our Zoom room. So, Leonard, I just want to bring it full focus for you, because you already mentioned March Madness, you mentioned sports, and a lot of times golf's already a part of our conversation, but we get into the sports conversation. Where are you in the sports calendar right now? Are you just as into the Caps as you've been in previous years? Sounds to me like you're watching a little March Madness. I'm wondering when sports gets normalized in the way that people on my Facebook page are talking about it again. And I'm worried about it. I've moved my brand full disclosure, everybody knows that. I'm talking about more than just sports because I'm worried about sports. But, I've talked to some sports people this week, baseball people. I mean, the Orioles aren't even on Masson, right? I mean, so we got all these things happening. So some thoughts about where you are on the sports calendar right now.
Yeah, great question. I am all about the Caps. You know that. Given my choice to sit and watch a game, I'm going to watch a hockey game. I'm going to watch basketball.
You watch every game, every Caps game.
No. I'm going to watch football. But we're out of season, and as you said, till the draft comes and all this free agency stuff, I'm not paying attention to all that stuff. I'm all about the football, but it's hockey season. I'm all in on the Caps. I'm watching the Caps play. It's just bizarre watching any sport. No fans in the stands.
I understand why people say to me, I can't get into it, right? I mean,
it's just bizarre. It's really bizarre. So I'm watching the hockey. I actually had the opportunity, strangely enough, spent the weekend at the beach down in Bethany, and lo and behold, I'm flipping through the clicker there, and what shall I see but the Orioles on TV against the Phillies out of the Philly network. So I'm watching the O's play a little bit on Philadelphia TV. Just wanted to see a little Trey Mancini at bat. I mean, what a story that is. Talk about coming back and rehab and health. My goodness,
and that's played out for everybody who loves you. I mean, if you've been on social media, him, his girlfriend Sarah, I mean, you've seen his story play out the last year, and it's a tribute to modern medicine. Him, I hope he hits 35 home runs this year and go get himself a $150 million contract.
And I'm hoping that the O's beat that 0.0% chance of making the playoffs. I just want to see a fighting season. I look. Playoffs would be magnificent. What I want to see is a team that gets out on the field and cares. Play like you're not the bad news Bears. Get out there, make some plays, hit some balls, win some games, and just put up a reasonable showing. Look, if they win and have a winning season, what a bonus. And if they beat the odds and destroy the pundits and make the playoffs, that'd be fantastic. I just want to see them fight.
I'm supposed to be the voice of reason here. They have no chance of making the playoffs, but
no, of course, that's why
0.0.
I just want them to be reasonable. Look, it'll be good to get out on a summer day and watch the boys run around the field.
Well, that's what I said. I said when somebody gives me a free ticket, I will be glad to go over on the beer deck and stand there and wave to everybody. But I've moved into different places and walking around the city. Paula's back on from Mount Washington. Paula, my wife, and I went for a walk from downtown over to Highlandtown. We didn't even know that there was a pond in Patterson Park, and we've lived in Baltimore forever. So we're discovering stuff here that's, I don't want to say not sports related. When the Orioles start playing, by the way, opening day is April 1st, and that's no April Fool's joke. They open in Boston, and the actual home opener is April 8th. I think they're going to let some people in. So we're starting to get the sounds of spring. Paula, when you left us, I was talking about so many charity events. I met you at Big Brothers Big Sisters, 15 years ago with Jason Pappas over at the club level. I actually found sponsors there then. It's the first time I ever had Taharka ice cream was that night. My friends at Fremont Station were there that night serving those delicious crab cakes and crab balls. But a lot of charity events have either been scuttled, and I did something with the Howard County Public Library last week that they have. A lot of these are dinners. They're nights out. I mean, my friends at the Kidney Foundation, Sante, is an indoor eating. Usually we overeat. Paula, you've been, you've forced us to do that as judges for some of these things. But your event being a golf event, that really allows this thing to sort of happen, right?
Right. And we'll be at Hayfields, and Hayfields has done a fantastic job of implementing a lot of COVID restrictions and precautions to keep golfers safe. So, we've got plexiglass in between you and the golfer next to you in the golf cart, and social distancing all over the place. So they've really taken good care of us.
I'm not riding the cart. I'm walking. I need the exercise,
Nah, I got to keep the pace of play moving, Nestor.
Well, we've already been through that you can stink at golf and still be invited to this tournament. That's why Leonard 100%. Invited me.
100%.
The whole best ball and all of that stuff. Give everybody a look at the day, because we did pull up the website. We sent everybody out, but what's a day look like at Shotgun Start at noon?
All right, so we have registration at 11, so you'll get your lunch and you'll take that with you instead of doing a networking barbecue as we normally would do. We'll have lunch taken out on your cart with you. We'll have some remarks from our fabulous presenting sponsor, Raskin Global. We'll hear from the golf pro and they'll send you out on your way. And along in the course, we've got some great competition holes, like you mentioned a couple, but if we have 3 hole-in-one challenges. One is by Len Stoller Automotive Group, so you can win a Lexus, and that's actually happened at our tournament before.
Barry's got to give me a brand new Lexus. Boy, he's not going to want to do that.
He did one time. You can win a Rolex, ladies or men's, from Radcliffe Jewelers. And new this year, thanks to Priority One Automotive Group, you could win a BMW.
All right, I'll take a BMW and a Lexus.
Yeah. And we've got prizes for, I call it the best golfers and those that are most likely to improve. So lots of door prizes. It's a really fun day for super great cause, I think. And we have a lot of fun out in the course. We'll get you a cigar. We have Mount Washington Cigar Shop donates cigars to all our golfers. So there's usually I don't know a lot about cigars. I call it the light blend and the dark blend, but you have 2 different to choose from. What else? Got a couple of lists we're working on.
Let me jump in with one. You'll appreciate this. This was, I don't know how many years ago. It was before we were the sponsors for Mount Washington. We ran another golf tournament for another charity, and years ago. So you'll know how far ago it was. We did a prize. You're talking about the hole-in-ones, the Rolex, the Lexus, the BMW. We did a Raskin Global sponsored the Who Lost the Most Golf Balls. Ooh. On the course that day, and you had to keep track of how many you lost, and whoever lost the most got 4 tickets to the O's and Indians.
Like a major league giveaway there.
Right.
Listen, both of you, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but I mean, I've famously been on the radio for 29 and a half years now, not denouncing golf, but not really understanding people who do it 5 days a week. You know what I mean? And in order to be good at it, you have to do it a lot, right? So that's where, I took lessons 20 years ago. I went out, I've done hundreds of charity golf events in my time, but I've never played 18 holes at one, but I always shoot the best ball. I always shoot the par 3 hole-in-one to see who can get closest to the pin, because there's a car at stake and whatnot. So I always go and take a stab at it. At one of my tournaments, I actually got the closest drive to the pin. So I'm very lucky when it comes to golf, and I played a lot of putt-putt in Ocean City at Old Pro Golf down there. The Clown hit it in the mouth, get the free game. I did all that stuff.
My claim to fame is all about the windmill and the Clown's Mouth pirate ship. I am just all about the
Jolly
free
Roger,
round
baby.
of golf. Free round of Jolly Roger is all me. That's exactly right. That's what
we
I'm all
grew
about.
up the same way, didn't we?
That's what I'm all about. And anything more than that, anything more than that is just not happening.
Yeah.
What was that?
I was gonna say our golf tournament is Mage, so we've got it's I think it's called a scramble, or it's like best ball. Basically, everyone tees off and then you play from the best location. So it would help people like me, who I'm really all about the outfit, a good attitude, and the 19th hole. So best ball is a great format for me, because I'm not driving and doing very well. I'm pretty good at putting, but so I appreciate it. So a lot of golfers like this. It's a little bit more social, keeps it moving a little bit more. But I like your idea, Leonard, about who lost the most golf balls. I'm gonna have to run with that one.
Hey, man, Raskin's creative. Raskin Global, they're very creative. They tell me that. The financial services all the way around are always thinking about every angle here. I was at one tournament where somebody drove a golf cart into a lake. So we don't want that happening. That's not going to happen at Hayfields on the 19th. I'm going to encourage everybody to get out. What's that?
I said I once got stuck in the mud at Woodholm. The folks from Wedding Turner had to run over and dig us out. It was 2 years ago. We had all that rain.
Oh, it was after a rainstorm.
So my worst cart story, since we're going cart stories, this had to be 4 years ago at Hunt Valley, and you go under the road into one of these tunnels that you have to ride the cart in one of these tunnels. Well, here's the thing. I had my son with me out on the course. He was 14. He didn't drive yet, and he was driving the cart. He went around the turn too fast to get into the tunnel, and he rode up on the side. And I thought the cart was gonna flip, and
I've rolled one. I've rolled a golf. I was gonna say, that's not unusual on a golf course to roll a cart, right?
I thought he was gonna roll it in the tunnel, and I was gonna be smushed underneath, and my son in a golf cart. And we came out, and there was somebody in front of us. There was somebody behind us. We came out the other side of the cart, people laughing their head off. I said, "Get out of that seat. You're not driving anymore. You're never getting your license. It's going to cost me millions of dollars in car insurance."
Does he have insurance now? Does he have a car?
Yeah, he's good. He's a great driver. It's all good. But that was like one of the first times he ever drove other than a go-kart on a track with the bars, So he was out there on the real world in a golf cart and almost killed us.
See, when I was 14, my dad didn't golf. You know, my dad never golfed. He didn't like golf. So I didn't have that experience. But, you know, I mean, I fell in the harbor when I was a kid once. And at 14, man, the only thing I could drive was a bumper car. You talk about Jolly Roger, right? Bumper cars is what you drove when you were 14. So I don't know. You know, drinking too much iced tea on the course on that day might be my issue. Tell me about food and drink and all that, because you have a big event coming up in the fall, right? I mean, we're sort of moving a dinner and a golf course, and for everybody out there doing dinners and doing charity stuff, I can't wait to get back out and be a part of this. But I know you're planning something, Paula.
Right. So that day, like I said, we'll send golfers out with a really nice lunch and coolers full of whatever you like, and we'll keep you hydrated, whatever that looks like out on the course. And then we have a really nice banquet dinner at the end of the golf tournament. So we'll have really good dinner, send you home with a full belly. But yeah, so we're hopefully going to be in person for our gala. It's scheduled for October 16th at the Marriott Waterfront. And that's our big event of the year. It's like 650 people all in the ballroom. And we have lots of different scenarios, right? So it's best case scenario is in person, hybrid, and then also unfortunately virtual. But we're hoping against all hope that we can be in person together, because we missed it last year. Everybody did. I remember this time last year, we were, you know, COVID was just starting to be something on the scene, and we were talking with our colleagues in the events industry, and we thought, let's postpone all of our spring events to the fall, and hopefully this will blow over. And boy, were we wrong. So it worked out that many of us could do these events virtually. I mean, you can't have a virtual golf outing. So luckily, normally we wouldn't be golfing in April. It's not typical golf tournament weather, but you know, we hold these events to raise money for the programs and services that we need for the kids that we serve. So while it might be a little chilly, we'll keep our hearts nice and warm.
I got a jacket. Everything's cool, man. Yeah, we'll be there April 19th. It's on my calendar. Paula Bragg here from Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital, as well as our dear friend and sponsor, Leonard Raskin and Raskin Global. Usually talking sports. We did get some sports in here. We got some Texas energy. You can find that out at Baltimore Positive and the entire repository of all of our conversations there as we turn our eyes to charity and children and April 19th and playing a little bit of golf. You know, for me, the golf thing, you know, this is right on the front end of like Masters season, right? So golf.
Absolutely.
You mentioned not golfing so much in April. Paul, if people I know to golf, they'll golf on ice.
They get out there early mornings and afternoons. I see people out on the course all the time. It stuns me how cold it is sometimes when people are out on the golf course.
No, for anybody that loves it, please be a part of it. Please support our sponsors. Leonard, I appreciate you bringing Paula in. It's great to see you, old friend Paula. How's the family? I need to ask you that before I let you go.
Good. Yeah, since I've seen you last, I have a little one. That's why I said this outfit's brought to you by.
I see you online. We are Facebook friends.
Yeah, 8 months old she is now. She's fun.
Sleeping?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to work on that.
Cat.
Yeah. So, but other than that, sleep is overrated. I slept plenty before we had her. We'll sleep again another time.
Well, it's always good to visit with you. Paula Bragg, our friend from Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital. Known her a long, long time, participating in a lot of charity events. No more important time than now to be helpful for folks, especially people that had to cancel and move engagements and move obligations last year. Leonard, heart out to you as always for your soft spot in your heart to take care of these children and charities all over the place. And I know once things get back to normal, we'll get back to doing more of these things in casinos and ballrooms and restaurants and golf courses and at the Marriott waterfront. Hopefully in the fall we can participate in that, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Leonard Raskin, RaskinGlobal.com. Please visit him. We talk about financial services. And Leonard, tell everybody about the American Dream real quick before I let you go.
It's what we're all about, helping people recognize that they have money and they don't know what to do with it necessarily. And what's it for? This is a perfect example. There's people that have money and they have more money. And what you find out is there's a purpose greater than having the money itself that you live for. That could be family, could be helping the community. We love to give. We're very fortunate to be blessed very well with financial success in the world. And there's a lot of others less fortunate. We're very happy to give and share it around. And for a lot of people, whatever that American dream looks like, I don't know anybody that has any significance and success that doesn't look to turn that success into more significance and not just having a bigger balance sheet. It's about doing more for your family, doing more for charity. And that's what we're all about. And we're about helping people understand that that's possible for them. No matter what you make, you can do the right thing with your investments, your insurance, your financial future, and you can help the community. You can help causes that you care about. Again, it's not just having a bigger balance sheet. There's a purpose greater than that for all of us. And that's what we're about, helping people figure out.
Abundance and charity. Love it. Bringing it together here. My thanks to Paula Bragg from Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital, as well as Leonard Raskin. The event is April 19th. We'll be telling you more about it. I'm also going to throw it in as an ad to Leonard's ad here. If you listen to WNST over the next couple of weeks, you'll be hearing it. Use it. Come on out, support us, and it's the only charity golf tournament I know of so far. So now that I've done this one, a lot of folks are going to be reaching to me. If there's other charity golf tournaments going out there in May and June and July, please reach to us. I'm happy to, on behalf of our friends at Cole Roofing as well, who began all of these charitable and community conversations a couple of years ago. It's really nice to be back to doing this, and nice that you guys are going to get out on the golf course. Hopefully we're going to get perfect weather on April the 19th. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking charity, abundance, and Baltimore positive.